The Ram pickup is a full-size pickup truck manufactured by Chrysler Group LLC. As of 2010, it has been sold under the Ram Trucks brand. Previously, Ram was part of the Dodge lineup of light trucks. The name Ram was first used in 1981 on the redesigned Ram and Power Ram following the retiring and rebadging of the Dodge D-Series pickup trucks as well as B-Series vans. The truck is named for the Ram hood ornament that first appeared on Dodge vehicles in 1933. The Ram truck is in its fourth generation as of the 2009 model year. Ram trucks have been named Motor Trend magazine's Truck of the Year 5 times. The second-generation Ram won the award in 1994, the third-generation Ram Heavy Duty won the award in 2003, the fourth-generation Ram Heavy Duty won in 2010 and the current Ram 1500 won in 2013 and 2014. The Ram is currently built at the Saltillo Truck Assembly in Saltillo, Coahuila, Mexico and at the Warren Truck Assembly in Warren, Michigan, United States. As of 2014, the Ram truck series are available in the United States, Canada, Mexico, Peru, Brazil, and the Middle East in LHD only. 1981 Euro 1993, the first-generation Ram trucks and vans introduced in 1981 were named for the Ram hood ornament that first appeared on Dodge vehicles in 1933. Dodge kept the previous generation's model designations, D, B, or Ram indicated two-wheel drive while the W, or Power Ram indicated four-wheel drive. Just like Ford, Dodge used 150 to indicate a 1/2-ton truck, 250 for a 3/4 truck, and 350 for 1-ton truck. Standard cab, Club Extended Cab, and Crew Cab versions were offered along with 6.5 AFT and 8 AFT bed lengths and utilin, and swept-line-styled boxes. Externally, the first-generation Rams were facelifted versions of the previous generation Dodge D-Series pickups introduced in 1972. The new model introduced larger wraparound tail lamps, single rectangular headlamps, and squared-off body lines. Variously configured slant 6 and V8 gasoline engines were available. The interior was updated and included a newer style bench seat, and a completely new dashboard and instrument cluster, with a 3-pod design, a speedometer in the center, with the 2 side pods containing an ammeter on the top left, a temperature gauge bottom left, a fuel gauge on the top right and an oil pressure gauge bottom right. Models not having a full gauge package had only indicator lights in the place of the temperature and oil pressure gauges. Among the options offered on the Ram were front bumper guards, a sliding rear cab window, air conditioning, cruise control, tilt steering column, power door locks and windows, AM/FM stereo with cassette tape player, and a plowing package for the 4-wheel drive version. The Club Cab was dropped from the lineup after 1982, but Dodge kept the tooling and reintroduced the Club Cab a decade later in the 1991 models. The 4-door Crew Cab was dropped after the 1985 model year, and was never reintroduced. Base D100 models were added for 1984, replacing the previous miser trim level available on the D150. A Ram track shift on the fly transfer case was added for the 1985's Power Rams, and both the Crew Cab and utilin flared bed were dropped for 1986. Also for 1986 was the first year for a new crossbar grille and slight front-end styling changes. Engines were updated for the 1988 model year. The Slant 6 was supplanted by a 3.9L fuel-injected V6 with 25% more power. The 5.2L engine also received electronic fuel injection in 1988. Because of a new computer-controlled fuel injection, ignition and ABS system, more vehicle information needed to be displayed through any warning or notification lights. So inside the cab where a small compartment was once located on the dash, a new message center with 4 small rectangular light spots, contained the check engine light and other telltales including one for the parking brake and the ABS if the truck was so equipped. The message center later contained wait to start and water and fuel lights on diesel models. Diagnostic fault codes were stored in the computer's memory, and cycling the ignition key 3 times would allow the computer to flash the trouble codes through the check engine light for diagnosis of some problems. The Ram 100 model designation was dropped and these models folded back into the 150 range for 1990 due to the introduction and sales success of the Dodge Dakota pickup. Additionally, the instrument cluster was slightly revised. The ammeter was replaced by a voltmeter while maintaining the three-pod arrangement of the speedometer and gauges. These trucks, though popular with fleets, sold poorly compared to the Ford F-Series and the General Motors CK trucks, with just under 100,000 units sold most years of their production. Part of this was due to the dated cab and chassis design which had been in production since 1972. Additionally, the interior had been given few updates since 1981. Engines and transmissions. For 1989, the 5.9L V8 also received throttle body fuel injection for a 20 HP gain. Rear ABS also became standard equipment. Additionally, Dodge introduced a new overdrive automatic transmission for reduced fuel consumption. This light-duty transmission was designated the A500, and was offered with the 3.9L V6 and 5.2L V8. An OD-off push-button switch to lock out the overdrive fourth gear was added to the message center. The A727 automatic saw continued use for heavy-duty applications. The grille was redesigned for 1991 but kept the large rectangular headlamps and crossbar appearance. The engines were substantially upgraded for 1992 and 1993 with multi-port fuel injection, new manifolds and higher compression cylinder heads for noticeably higher output. These newly revised engines were marketed under the Magnum name. A heavy-duty overdrive Torqueflite automatic transmission called the A518 was offered with the 5.2L and 5.9L engines. As part of Chrysler's overhaul of corporate transmission nomenclature, the A500 and A518 were redesignated 42RH and 46RH, respectively, in 1992. The initial 4 signified a 4-speed transmission, the second digit identified the transmission's relative torque capacity. The letter R in the third position denoted a rear-wheel drive transmission, and the final letter H signified hydraulic shift control. The 3-speed automatic remained available. The A727 was redesignated 36RH, and the A904, A998, and A999 became the 30RH, 31RH, and 32RH. During this time, Dodge reintroduced the Club Cab, which was equipped with fold-out jump seats. Entry was made through the passenger or driver's doors as there were no rear doors for this configuration. 5.9 Cummins, a Cummins B-Series engine was also added to the engine lineup and for the first time, Dodge saw sales go up. The Cummins could be coupled with a heavier-duty version of the A727 automatic or a 5-speed manual transmission and was available on 250 and 350 pickups and chassis cabs. This diesel engine option was drastically different from Ford and GM diesel engines optioned at the time. The Cummins featured direct injection, where the Ford and GM diesels featured indirect injection. This also meant the Cummins didn't have to rely on glow plugs. The Cummins was a straight 6-engine where the GM and Ford diesel engines were V8 engines. As well, the Cummins was turbocharged, while the 6.2L GM DDC and 7.3 IDI Ford IH were naturally aspirated. This was not the first engine to appear in Dodges as a diesel option. Mid-1970s D models offered the rare, underpowered, Mitsubishi non-turbo diesel. Engines, Gallery. 1994 Euro 2001, the Ram line was redesigned for the 1994 model year. The exterior styling was the result of design concepts by chief designer Philip E. Payne during 1988 to 1990. A review by the Dodge pickup truck studio designers felt that all pickups looked too flat and sedan-like, while the early 50s Studebaker pickup and the 18-wheeler trucks had just the right macho look to them. With a solid crew of strong talent, Payne felt the task a great opportunity. Idea spark plug Clyde Nye and seasoned Joe Papai were great resources. The new approach was a little frightening to the truck product planners, when they first saw what the designers were doing, but they quickly got on board with the design. It featured a big rig-looking front end and a large grille and was nothing like the current Ford or Chevy GMC pickup in design. Development began in 1986, ending in late 1992, despite a more conventional design being originally scheduled for a 1991 production. And when Bob Lutz proudly showed it to the new designers, Payne told him, "It looks like nothing more than a rehash of everybody else's truck." At that, Lutz told him he had 6 months to come up with something better. We now know the result. The redesigned 1994 Ram was a sales success, with sales rocketing from 78,000 units in 1993 to 240,000 in 1994, 410,000 in 1995, and nearly 480,000 in 1996. That year, it was prominently featured as the hero vehicle in the film Twister. Sales of this generation peaked at just over 400,000 in 1999 before declining against the redesigned Ford and GM trucks. By 2001, Ram sales figures were below those of Ford and Chevy trucks. Engine offerings continued over from the first generation Ram and were the 3.9L V6, 5.2L V8, 5.9L V8, and 5.9L i6 Cummins turbo diesel. Added to the lineup was a new 488 cubic inch 8.0L V10 engine designed as an alternative for those who wanted superior pulling power but didn't want a diesel. The new V10 and Cummins turbo diesel could only be had in the 2500 and higher designation models. Models were now the 1500 half-ton, 2500 3/4-ton, and 3500 dual rear-wheel 1-ton in both 2- and 4-wheel drive. 1500 Rams offered both 6.5 and 8-foot boxes. 2500 Rams offered 6.5-foot boxes with club or quad cabs. 3500 Rams were only made with 8-foot boxes. Dodge offered the 2500 series in 2 different gross vehicle weight ratings for the first few years, but this was later dropped. The purpose of the light-duty and heavy-duty 2500 trucks was for the heavy-duty 2500 to take the place of the discontinued 1-ton single rear-wheel trucks. Rear axles for the light-duty 2500 trucks were semi-floating, while the heavy-duty 2500 trucks were full-floating. On the inside, special attention was paid to in-cab storage features, with a large glove box, a center armrest storage area, and extra storage space behind the seat. The dash and gauge cluster were a far cry from the previous model Ram and was far more modern as well. A redesign of the dashboard and instrument cluster was introduced in 1998 along with the introduction of the quad cab, and rounded black plastic side view mirrors replaced the previous rectangular design. 1997/1998 updates. In 1998, Dodge introduced the quad cab, which used smaller suicide doors in the back for a door opening. This was offered as an option on the club cab for the model year. Other changes for 1998 included rounded mirrors replacing the classic square ones, a revised interior, dual airbags, a chime replacing the buzzer for seat belts door ajar and a digital odometer. The OBD2 system was also standard, with a computer port near the driver's side footwell and a code checking system via the new digital odometer readout. In 1999 Dodge introduced a revised front end for the sport models with a restyled bumper, quad-beam clear lens headlamps, and body color grille. A 6-speed manual transmission was optioned for the diesel trucks in 2001. The 2000 models began optioning heated leather seats. The braking system was upgraded to dual-piston calipers in the front. An off-road edition was offered as a package with a 2-inch lift accomplished with stiffer front springs and rear lift blocks, unique 17x8 rims, 27,517 all-terrain tires, 4.10 gears, truss Dana 44 in the front, limited slip differential, and skid plates. The off-road edition models are also distinguishable with an additional decal on the tailgate under the 4x4 decal that says off-road. Although Dodge introduced a new Ram 1500 for 2002, the old second-generation style Ram was carried over for the 2002 model year heavy-duty 2500 and 3500 trucks. The new third-generation Ram would not appear in the 2500/3500 variants until 2002 as 2003 models. Part of this delay was due to the then-new 5.7L Hemi engine not being ready for production. Drivetrain, transmissions for the Ram. A 500/42 or HRE lower-geared light-duty applications found behind the 3.9L V6, a 518/46 or HRE for more heavy-duty applications found behind the 5.2L and 5.9L V8 engines. A 618/47 or HRE for heavy-duty use behind the V10 gasoline and Cummins diesel engines. The 47RH was used in 1994 and 1995 model years, while the 47RE was used from 1996 through 2002. Nevada, 3500 was offered in 1500 Rams and light-duty 2500 Rams. Nevada, 4500 was standard in 2500 and 3500 trucks. The Nevada, 4500 HD for V10 and diesel models, except the uncommon, light-duty 2500 Rams. In Nevada, 5600 was offered in 1999 and 2000 Rams and was the only transmission offered behind the high-output diesel in 2001 and 2002. Transfer cases: there were a total of 5 transfer cases for the four-wheel drive Ram. All were part-time and had a low range of 2.721. The 1500 featured a NP231 and NP231 HD. The NP241 was standard on V8 2500 Rams. The 2500 and 3500 V10 and diesel featured a NP241 DLD from 1994 to 1997. In 1997 the NP241D HD became an option for 2500 Rams and was standard on 3500 Rams from 1998 to 2002. Axles: the Dodge Ram featured a wide variety of axles. For the front axle of 4x4 Rams, a Dana 44 was used on all 1500 Rams and some early, light-duty 2500 Rams. However, most of the 2500 and all 3500 Rams used Dana 60 front axles. The 1500 Rams and some early light-duty 2500 Rams used a 9.25 Chrysler axle in the rear. A Dana 60 rear axle was used on heavy-duty 2500 V8 Rams. A Dana 70 rear axle was used in 2500 Rams with a V10 or a diesel automatic transmission combination. A Dana 80 rear axle was used on 2500 Rams with a manual transmission and V10/diesel engine combination. Every 3500 Ram was made with a Dana 80. The front drive axles in these Rams were unique in the fact they didn't feature locking hubs, but featured a center axle disconnect. The 2002 2500 and 3500 Rams saw the eventual phase out of the center axle disconnect, in favor of front axles that were permanently locked in. Dodge continued to feature front axles like this for their 2500, 3500, 4500, and 5500 trucks until 2013 models. Engines: a natural gas engine debuted for 1995 but was not popular and was only used in fleet vehicles on a very limited production run. The Cummins B-Series engine was switched from the 12-valve to the 24-valve in the middle of the 1998 model year Dodge Rams due to emissions regulations. The ISB featured a new computer-controlled injection pump, 24-valve head design and an electric fuel transfer pump. 2002 2008, the third-generation Ram debuted for 2002 model year on 1500 models and 2003 on 2500 and 3500 models. This was a major update including an all-new frame, suspension, powertrains, interiors, and sheet metal. It included a larger grille, and special models kept interest up as most competitors had adopted the Ram's separate fender look. The crew cab models for this generation were actually quad-cab trucks that had conventional opening rear doors. The four-wheel drive light trucks lost their live axles in favor of an independent front suspension, but the 2500 and 3500 series retained the live axles for maximum longevity and durability. This body style drew heavily from the previous generation. The redesigned trucks bolstered sales, with 400,000 sold during 2001 to 2002 and nearly 450,000 sold during 2002 to 2003, a new high point for the Ram name. At the same time, both Ford and GM trucks were increasing in sales from a 2001 peak over 850,000 to the 900,000 range. But with 400,543 Rams sold that year. the Ram sale could not keep up with the 11th generation F-150 in 2004. The primary reason was that Dodge did not manufacture a true crew cab to compete with Ford and other manufacturers. 2006 facelift. The Dodge Ram was updated for the 2006 model year. One notable addition was the Mega Cab, featuring a 6.25-foot cargo box and 22 inches of extra cab space, allowing seating for 6 with rear recliners. A full-screen mapping and dash navigation system became an option, and the headlamps were redesigned for better performance. For 2006, the steering wheel design was changed to one from the Dodge Dakota and Dodge Durango. Bluetooth Uconnect was now available as an option, and a front facelift was given to all Ram models. Sirius satellite radio was available, as well was a rear seat DVD entertainment system with wireless headphones. The SRT model, with the 8.4L V10 engine from the Dodge Viper SRT/10, was discontinued after the 2006 model year. For 2007 to 2008 Dodge changed the tail lights. Chassis cab. In 2007, a 3500 chassis cab model was introduced with industry-standard rear frame width and wiring to accommodate outfitters. In addition to the 5.7L, a Cummins 6.7L diesel rated at 350 HP and 650 lb-AFT was also available. Automatic transmissions used were the 545 FE with the 5.7L, the AS68RC with the 6.7L. The G56 transmission was the only manual transmission offered. For 2008, Dodge introduced 2 more chassis cab models, the 4500 and 5500. These were Class 4 and Class 5 trucks with a gross weight of 16,500 lb and 19,500 lb, respectively. Both trucks came equipped with the same version of the Cummins 6.7L diesel as the 3500 chassis cab model. Sterling, who worked with Dodge in development, had their own version called the Sterling Bullet with a unique grille. Sterling is a division of Freightliner LLC which, like Dodge, was owned by the former Daimler Chrysler. Sterling Trucks was licensed to sell Dodge Ram 4500 series trucks as the Sterling Bullet. When the Sterling brand was phased out by Chrysler Corporation, the Bullet was discontinued. Engines. Models built after January 1, 2007 offered a new 6.7L Cummins turbo diesel introduced as an option in 2500/3500 models replacing the 5.9L. It produced 350 HP and 650 lb-AFT. Unlike the 5.9L which was backed by the 4-speed 48RE transmission, the 6.7L was equipped with a new 6-speed 68RFE transmission. 2005 was the last year for the first version of the 5.7L Hemi V8. 2006 half-ton models offered the multi-displacement system Hemi V8 engine that also became available in Chrysler and Dodge sedans. This engine featured the same performance but had a cylinder deactivating feature enabled under light loads to increase fuel economy by 3 mpg city and 4 mpg HWY. This new Hemi still delivered 345 HP and 375 lb-AFT. Axles. For the 2003 model year, AAM axles replaced the Dana Corporation axles. In the front all 2500 and 3500 trucks got the 9.25 inches with 33 spline axles. The rear options for the 2500 and 3500 were the AAM 10.5 inches and 11.5. Rear axle shafts are 30 spline. The rear 11.5 inches has a gear ratio carrier split at 3.73 and numerically higher, but the General Motors AAM axles used a different carrier spacing preventing installation of a Chrysler carrier into some GM axles, but the GM carrier can be installed in the Chrysler axle if a ring gear spacer is installed. Strength is similar to their earlier Dana 70 and 80 counterparts. Direct comparisons are difficult as the axles are made with completely different metallurgy. 2009 A Euro present, the fourth-generation Dodge Ram was introduced at the 2008 North American International Auto Show in Detroit. This latest generation was sold as the 2009 Dodge Ram 1500 starting in fall 2008. The 2500, 3500, 4500 and 5500 models were later added to the lineup. In 2011, the Ram Trucks brand was separated from Dodge. Chrysler LLC attempted to keep the Ram competitive in the market through various developments for the 2009 model, including a new four-door cab-style offering, new suspension, a new Hemi engine option, and the Ram Box, a new storage system that allows secure storage inside the truck. A Euro unregistered trademark S-bed walls. Later models have the Ram Box system tied in with a remote keyless system, class-exclusive manual transmission. Since 2011, Ram trucks are marketed as having class-exclusive manual transmissions. This is simply because the competitors stopped using manual transmissions. Chevrolet Silverado trucks discontinued the option of a manual transmission after model year 2006. Ford Super Duty trucks discontinued the option of a manual transmission after model year 2010. This applies to Class 2, Class 3, Class 4 and Class 5 trucks. 2011 and 2012 models make 350 horsepower and 610 lb-ft of torque. Horsepower remained the same for 2013 models, torque however was increased to 660 lb-ft of torque. Engine output remained the same for 2014 models. Cab options: the Mega Cab option will be deleted, at least on the 1500 series, replaced by a true four-door crew cab. Other cab options are regular cab and quad cab. The Mega Cab option remains on the 2500/3500 models. Like the previous generation, the Mega Cab uses the same wheelbase and overall length as the crew cab long bed configuration, but instead of using a long bed, the rear cab is extended. Legroom remains unchanged but the rear seats are able to recline. Handling: a coil spring 5-link rear suspension replaces the leaf springs for the 1500 model, a move to improve ride quality and handling. The payload capacities have not been negatively affected despite the massive change in suspension, but still trail those of the newer Ford F-150, Chevrolet Silverado 1500 and GMC Sierra 1500. Payload capacities: the 2009 model's towing capacity was originally rated 9,100 lb for 2WD Ram 1500 with regular cab, long bed, 5.7 L Hemi engine, 3.92 differential and 17-inch wheels, but the rating increased to 10,450 lb without changing the setup. For the 2010 model, payload was increased by 50 lb to 1,900 lb for the regular cab 2WD model with the 3.7L V6 engine. Towing capacity for the regular cab Ram 1500 with 3.21 differential is rated at 6,100 lb with 17-inch wheels and 5,900 lb with 19-inch wheels. Crew cab and quad cab models are rated at 5,700 lb and 5,800 lb respectively. Gross combined weight ratings is 11,000 lb for all Ram 1500s with 3.21 axles. Max 15,500 lb for 2WD Ram 1500 with long bed, 5.7 L Hemi engine, and a 3.92 differential. Heavy-duty chassis cabs. Chassis cab versions were made for the Ram 3500, 4500, and 5500 models. The 3500 heavy-duty model was unveiled at the 2009 Chicago Auto Show. Engine choices include 5.7L Hemi V8 rated 383 bhp at 5600 rpms and 542 Nm at 4000 rpms for Ram 3500, 6.7L Cummins turbo diesel rated 350 bhp at 3013 rpms and 880 Nm at 1500 rpms for Ram 3500, 4500, 5500. Late model 2011 diesel trucks were uprated to 800 lb-ft of torque. Transmission choices include a standard 6-speed manual or optional 6-speed ACE and automatic. Both transmissions support the power takeoff option. The 3500 model has regular or crew cab, single rear wheel or dual rear wheel. 4 cab axle lengths for 4500/5500 or 2 cab axle lengths for 3500, and 3 trim levels. The Ram 3500 has 3 axle ratios and 17-inch wheels. Ram 4500/5500 has 3 axle ratios and 19.5-inch wheels. The 4500/5500 Ram's rear axle is a Dana S110. The front axle on 4x4 models is manufactured by Magna, while two-wheel drive models just have a solid, non-drive axle. Concept truck. The Ram concept truck long hauler is based mostly on existing Ram truck parts. The powertrain, frame and wheels are all components of the Ram 5500 chassis cab. It's a mega cab optional on the lighter Rams. The GCWR for this truck is 37,500 lbs and the weight of the truck is 9,300 lbs. Safety. The Ram comes standard with four-wheel anti-lock disc brakes, side curtain airbags, and an electronic stability program or ESP. In Insurance Institute for Highway Safety crash tests, the Ram received a good overall score in the frontal crash test, and a marginal score in the side impact test, as well as the roof strength test. It received a 5-star frontal crash test rating from the NHTSA, however under later testing methods it received an overall 3-star rating. In the side pole test it was given a single-star rating, because of excessive forces to the thoracic region. While the Ram 1500 features standard side curtain airbags, it does not include side torso airbags. 2013 changes. The 1500 gets a minor restyling. It features new front fascia, wheels and interior, where the Dodge name was removed from the dashboard and replaced with Ram. All models offered for 2012 continue to be available for 2013. The Rambox cargo management system continues to be available on most models for 2013. For 2013, the base street model becomes the tradesman model. 2013 models have revised engine and transmission options. The PowerTech 3.7L V6 is discontinued, and the PowerTech 4.7L V8 equipped with a 6-speed 65 FE automatic takes its place as the new base engine, still producing 310 bhp and 330 lb-ft. New to the lineup is Chrysler's corporate 3.6L Pentastar V6, coupled to the new ZF 8-speed Torqueflite 8 automatic. It achieves best-in-class fuel efficiency and makes 305 bhp and 269 lb-ft. The Pentastar ZF 8-speed is a $1,000 option. Due to a new electric power steering system, the 5.7L Hemi V8 no longer has a power steering pump, and gains 5 horsepower, now making 395 bhp and 407 lb-ft. It is still available with a 65 FE 6-speed automatic, having the new 8-speed Torqueflite 8 automatic as an extra cost option. Air suspension is a $1,595 option for 2013 models, offering 4 ride height settings. Electronic stability control becomes standard on 2500 and 3500 models. For 2013, the Ram is also the first North American pickup truck to offer keyless ignition. 3500, 2013 models move up to an 18-inch standard wheel, with 18-inch forged Alco wheels as an option. 3500 models offer a high-output package for $2,650 USD over the standard diesel package. The rear differential ring gear is increased from 11.5 inches to 11.8 inches on HO trucks. The 11.8 axle cover doubles as a heat sink. 4x4, Ram, once again, put the center axle disconnect in 3500 4x4 models. 2500 Ram trucks didn't have a CAD system until 2014 models. Ram claims this technology to improve fuel efficiency by 1 mpg, although EPA tests bar Class 2 and Class 3 trucks from mpg fuel efficiency tests. The 4x4 saw additional changes with the transfer case now being made by Borg-Warner instead of new venture gear. High fuel efficiency. A new model offered for the 2013 Ram is known as the HFE. Based on the SLT model, the HFE offers 18/25 mpg out of its Pentastar V6 engine and 8-speed Torqueflite transmission. Although the transmission has nothing in common with the original Chrysler-built Torqueflite, it is available only in the 6-foot bed, 2-door, regular cab model with 2-wheel drive only. A 4x4 model is not offered in this model, nor is a quad cab or crew cab model. Standard features include a 220 amp alternator and an 800 amp battery to assist with the start-stop system. 3.211 axle gearing is also standard. 2014 changes. The option of air suspension became available on the rear of 2014 model year 2500 and 3500 pickup trucks. 1500 models added the option of a eco-diesel V6. 2500 models now feature coil spring suspension instead of leaf spring. The cast-iron, flex-fuel, 4.7 V8 Chrysler PowerTech engine is discontinued, ending PowerTech engine production. The aluminum, flex-fuel 3.6 V6 Pentastar is now the base engine, along with the 8-speed torque flight transmission. Ram now offers the 3.6L Pentastar V6 on Laramie and Longhorn trim. Production: the Dodge Ram 1500, Dodge Ram Mega Cab, Dodge Ram 2500/3500, DX Chassis Cab, Dodge Ram 4500 5500s are built in Chrysler's Saltillo Assembly plant in Coahuila, Mexico. The Dodge Ram 1500 is built at the Warren Truck Assembly plant in Warren, Michigan. The Ram 1500 was also assembled at the St. Louis Assembly plant in Fenton, Missouri before the plant was permanently closed in July 2009. Engines: plug-in hybrid. A two-mode hybrid version was planned to begin production in 2010, but Chrysler decided to cancel it in favor of a smaller test fleet of 140 plug-in hybrid Rams developed with support from a $48 million grant from the U.S. Department of Energy financed through the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. The Chrysler PHEV pickup project has an estimated total cost of $97.4 million. The Ram 1500 pickup PHEV was introduced at the January 2011 Washington Auto Show. The vehicle is part of a 3-year demonstration program intended to field test and evaluate battery performance across a wide range of drive cycles and temperature ambience, and also to evaluate customer acceptance. The PHEV demonstrator pickup trucks are assembled at the Warren Truck Assembly plant in Michigan, and the plug-in hybrid conversion takes place at the Chrysler Technology Center in Auburn Hills, Michigan. The demonstrators are being allocated for field testing among local and state governments, utility companies, and a U.S. Army base. Chrysler has no plans for a production version. The Ram 1500 PHEV demonstrator has a 345 HP 5.7L Hemi V8 gasoline engine mated to a two-mode hybrid transmission and a 12.9 kWh 355V lithium-ion battery from Electrovaya. This setup allows an all-electric range of more than 20 miles, but as a blended plug-in hybrid, the Ram PHEV does not run exclusively all-electric during EV mode. The fully charged plug-in starts off with charge depletion with limited regeneration at the high end of the state of charge. That ramps up to a full regenerative capability somewhere in the 70 to 95% range and depletes down to about 20%. Once depleted, it comes into a narrow charge sustaining range. The plug-in pickup meets ATP ZEV emission standards, making it the only full-size V8 pickup with an ATP ZEV rating. Its fuel economy and charge depleting mode is more than 32 mpg US in city driving. The Ram 1500 PHEV is capable of towing up to 6,000 lb. The first 20 Ram PHEV demonstrators were delivered in May 2011 to Clark County, Nevada and Yuma, Arizona, with 10 units each city. Other cities that received the demonstration PHEVs are San Francisco and Sacramento, California, Albany, New York, and Charlotte, North Carolina. In September 2011, another 10 units were delivered to the Massachusetts Bay Transportation Authority. Another 5 units will be delivered to Central Hudson Gas and Electric and National Grid. DTE Energy in Detroit is scheduled to receive 10 Ram PHEVs. Fire incident. In September 2012, Chrysler temporarily suspended the demonstration program. all 109 Dodge Ram 1500 plug-in hybrids and 23 Chrysler Town & Country plug-in hybrids deployed by the program were recalled due to damage sustained by 3 separate pickup trucks when their 12.9 kWh battery packs overheated. The carmaker plans to upgrade the battery packs with cells that use a different lithium-ion chemistry before the vehicles go back into service. Chrysler explained that no one was injured from any of the incidents, and the vehicles were not occupied at the time, nor any of the minivans were involved in any incident, but they were withdrawn as a precaution. The demonstration is a program jointly funded by Chrysler and the U.S. Department of Energy that includes the first-ever factory-produced vehicles capable of reverse power flow. The experimental system would allow fleet operators to use their plug-in hybrids to supply electricity for a building during a power outage, reduce power usage when electric rates are high, or even sell electricity back to their utility company. The company reported that the demonstration fleet had collectively accumulated 1.3 million miles before the vehicles were recalled. Chrysler also reported that the plug-in pickups delivered peak average fuel economy of 37.4 mpg US, while the plug-in hybrid minivans delivered 55.0 mpg US. Gallery. Special Edition Rams. In addition to factory equipment and appearance packages, the Ram pickup has also been offered at times with dealer-installed packages. Dodge Ram Vts Concept. This concept from Dodge was meant to be a design study highly inspired by Viper GTS-inspired bumpers, mirrors, 17-inch wheels, blue paint, dual white stripes and Viper GTS-sourced 415 bhp V10. VTS was vital in the development of 500 bhp Ram SRT-10 that were built from 2004 to 2006. Dodge Ram SRT-10, also known as Viper Ram, this is a regular or quad cab body with the Dodge Viper's V10 engine, 8.3L, 22 inches wheels and Pirelli tires, lowered suspension, bucket seats, body modifications, and a spoiler. The 2004 version was available only in a single cab with a 6-speed manual transmission and a Hurst shifter. For 2005, Dodge released a quad-cab version of the Viper V10 powered truck with a modified 48RE 4-speed automatic transmission from the Ram with the Cummins turbo diesel engine. In 2004, the truck held the Guinness World Record for world's fastest production pickup truck with a speed of 154.587 mph. This record stood until overtaken by the Australian HSV Maloo R8, a sport utility coupe, in May 2006. SRT-10 production ended on June 30, 2006. Power Wagon. This model, introduced for 2005, is an off-road focused version of the Ram. The name is drawn from Dodge's line of four-wheel drive trucks made from the early 1940s through the 1980s. It comes with the 5.7L Hemi engine, electronic locking differentials, electronic disconnecting front sway bar, 33 inches off-road tires, handlebar, fender flares, Power Wagon nameplates instead of the standard Ram badging, and a 12,000-pound winch. This truck was built on the 2500 platform. Rumblebee. The Rumblebee package was a limited sport truck version of the Ram. It was available only on regular cab short box pickups. However, some other versions of the Ram were modified to look like Rumblebees. It included lower body cladding, 20 inches wheels, a hood scoop, and a specially trimmed interior including a serialized number plate. On the rear of the box was a stripe with a Rumblebee emblem, similar to that of the Super Bee. All Rumblebees were either black with solar yellow trim or yellow with black trim. Hemi Gtx, the Hemi Gtx Package, was a limited sport truck version of the Ram. Introduced in 2004 and only made in 2004 and 2005, these were customized by LA west of Indiana as ordered from dealers. It was available on regular cab short box and quad cab short box and 2x4 and 4x4 model pickups and included a custom overall paint from Mopper's Impact Colors from the 1970s. 20 inches American Racing Motochrome wheels, a new cowl blacked out hood, and a specially trimmed leather two-tone interior including a serialized number plate on the driver's side Dodge arm were offered. On the sides was a hockey stick stripe with Hemi Gtx that extended from the hood to the rear of the box. The airbox was also painted to match the body color, and a color-matched steering wheel was added as well. They were only 433 produced in 2004 and roughly the same amount in 2005. A certificate of authenticity was given to all original owners. Hemi Sport. The Hemi Sport Edition was the quad-cab version of the Rumble-Bee, and was introduced in 2004. It was available in black, red or silver, and with either rear-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. It was equipped similarly to the Rumble-Bee, but without the number plaque. The Hemi Sport was discontinued for 2006. Daytona, introduced for 2005, the Ram Daytona was a new sport truck edition of the Ram. It was available as a 5.7-liter Hemi V8 in regular or quad cab styles and featured lower body cladding, 20-inch chrome wheels, SRT-10 hood, baller dual exhaust, serialized number plate, and a tall rear spoiler reminiscent of the 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. The Daytonas had a black body stripe to match the rear spoiler and came in silver or go mango paint with matching interior trim. The Dodge Ram Daytona had a 3.92 ratio rear end, the same rear end as the Dodge Ram Rumble-Bee. Several exterior items were unique to the Daytona package which made it different from other equipment packages. It was equipped with 20-inch chrome rims and performance tires. Replacing the standard hood was one with a non-functional hood scoop. The most noticeable feature was the large spoiler which was attached at the rear of the cargo box. The 11-inch spoiler lined up with a flat black stripe that ran along the back of the bedside with the word Daytona written in the middle. This spoiler was reminiscent of the 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. Prospector. Throughout the 1980s, this package was available for the Ram pickup. In the early 80s, a special badge was affixed to the box side of the truck, but this was dropped in the mid-80s. Prospector was a package that usually included a different fuel tank, cloth seat and carpeting. In the late 80s, a light package as well as the large 6x9 mirrors were added to the list of options. This trim package was carried on until the redesign in 1994. Express. The Express is a Dodge Ram 1500 that offered special badges, 20 inches tires and wheels from the Dodge Ram 1500 SLT, cloth seating surfaces, and a 5.7L Hemi V8 engine. Detroit Red Wings Edition. The Detroit Red Wings Edition is a crew cab model with 4x4, special Red Wings seats and Detroit Red Wings Edition decals. It is available in red, white and black. About 1,000 were built and sold in 90 dealers in Michigan. Spirit of 76, a special package available in 1976 to celebrate America's bicentennial. It came with a special decal that ran down the side of the truck and cloth or vinyl interior. Night Runner, 2,000 of these were assembled from January 2006 to December 2006. The limited edition Night Runner trim includes brilliant black paint, 20-inch black chrome rims, black chrome grille, the 5.7L Hemi engine, dark shaded headlamps, Night Runner graphics, and the Night Runner logo on the speedometer and embroidered on the headrests on two-tone seats, carbon look dash. Limited edition Indy Pace and SST package. The Dodge Ram Indy Pace truck was available in 1996. It included longitudinal stripes similar to those on the Dodge Viper along with an optional door sticker stating official truck of the 80th Indianapolis 500. These trucks had a 5.9L engine with upgraded exhaust and 15 HP more power. These also included 17-inch wheels with Goodyear Eagle 2 tires, size 275/60ths R17. The SST version was available from 1997 to 1998 and included all the same upgrades except the door sticker. The SST also had SST designed into the stripe on both the hood and tailgate. The Indy trucks were available only in blue with white stripes. The SSTs were available in white blue, red silver, black silver, and green silver. All include a specialty sticker on the inner door stating, "Built with pride in the USA." A real Pace truck is a metal plate on the driver's side frame rail, with a raised number 19 on it. However, the SSTs do not have this. Dodge Ram RT. It is a concept truck with a blue body, 22-inch forged wheels, SRT stripes, and a new front bumper with chin spoiler. It was unveiled in 2008 at the SEMA show. Production of the Dodge Ram RT began for the 2009 model year. It is a regular cab, short bed, 2WD 1500 Ram with 22 inches wheels, a 4.10 final drive gear ratio, an RT badge in the lower right corner of the grille, and a Hemi. It also has the performance hood from the Sport Appearance package on other Ram Sport models, but does not have the striping package that the concept had. High output. The Ram trucks started offering a diesel high output package for 2001 models. 2001/2002 HO engines were rated 10 horsepower higher than the standard engine. 2013 models HO are rated 15 horsepower higher than the standard automatic transmission models and 35 horsepower higher than the manual models. Contractors Special Hybrid. Dodge announced a hybrid version of the Ram, dubbed the Contractors Special, in 2003. However, the schedule for delivery slipped as Dodge backed away from the vehicle. The hybrid Ram was available only for fleet purchases and did not enter mass production. It offered an AC electrical outlet panel for running an entire job site worth of power tools, but the through-the-road method of balancing the gas engine and electric motor reportedly did not work as desired. Dodge has announced that it would use a hybrid transmission developed jointly with General Motors and BMW. 2014 Ram 1500 Urban Concept. The 2014 Ram 1500 Urban Concept features a 6.4L Hemi V8 sporting 470 horsepower and 470 ft-lb of torque. The engine comes from the Dodge Challenger SRT8, which is paired with a 5-speed automatic W5A580 transmission or a 6-speed manual Treme Trail 6060 transmission. The concept features a regular cab painted in dark blue clear coat with an off-center light blue stripe. It sits on 22-inch wheels painted hyper black. No word on if this engine will be available on either the 2500 or 3500. Nissan Titan. Following the collapse of Nissan Titan sales in 2008, there have been plans and announcements that the next generation of Nissan's full-sized pickup would be outsourced to Chrysler as a version of the Ram 1500. Nissan had been planning to phase out Titan production in its Canton, Mississippi factory in 2010 with a new Nissan only designed for a cab, body and interior riding on the Dodge Ram chassis assembled in Chrysler's truck assembly lines in Saltillo, Mexico. However, the deal to build Nissan Titan pickups off the full-size Dodge Ram pickups starting in 2011 was delayed with the changes at Chrysler and Fiat. As of 2010, Nissan was exploring options to keep the Titan truck, to develop a new range of models on its own, and finding another automaker as a partner. Sales, references. Williams, Mark. 2013 Ram 1500 Powertrain, Deep Dive. PickupTrucks.com. Retrieved April 12, 2012. External links: Ram Trucks, Dodge Ram Super Bowl.